The news cycle was seized and then saturated by the sudden death of Michael Jackson, turning events that might normally make headlines into footnotes.
We resolved to reset U.S.-Russian relations so that we can cooperate more effectively in areas of common interest.
In Moscow, U.S. and Russian leaders came together for their first summit in 7 years. They agreed to a plan to cut nuclear stockpiles by 1/3 and let the U.S. fly military supplies over Russian territory. China is grappling with historic unrest right now. Riots between ethnic Muslims and China's Han majority in the country's western region have killed more than 150. 800 plus have been hurt. Chinese leaders are cracking down by sending 20,000 troops. Back in Washington, the House passed a bill dealing with climate change, their first ever, which aims to cut U.S. greenhouse gas emissions 17% by 2020 and 83% by 2050. But the 1,400-page bill's been criticized as too bloated with loopholes. A high-stakes debate is quietly grinding out over health care. President Obama wants a bill by August 7th. The Senate's fighting over how to pay for it and what the government's role should be. The healthcare industry is spending a record $1.4 million a day on lobbying firms to influence the outcome.
You could argue that the healthcare debate benefited from the Jackson blackout because healthcare needs to be dealt with quietly without a lot of screaming from the sidelines. We've had plenty of that.
And one you have to see to believe. 4 years after retiring, 37-year-old Lance Armstrong is suddenly in second place at the Tour de France. The cancer survivor is seeking his 8th victory and trails by mere fractions of a second.
People don't realize is just how incredible the comeback has been.
And a reminder that sometimes even the extraordinary has to compete for our attention. Jeff Glor, CBS News, New York.